a little bit about the stereotypes that I encountered and some of the stereotypes that I had going into France, and how we pretty much tackled those by getting to know the people there. Also, we're going to talk about the immersion into the culture and how, by talking to these people, learning the language, I was really able to understand the culture and at one point really embrace it. And then also from that full immersion into that culture, we're going to talk a little bit about the curiosity that it kind of sparked for knowing about other cultures as well. And finally, coming back, how did that change me as a person and how am I moving forward? And a little key takeaway points for all of you guys to take when learning about different cultures. So first of all, when I first arrived, flew into Paris, and everything was just really new to me. I was the only person from MSU that got to go to this study abroad. So completely alone for the entire year, I said, I have to make friends quick. But that came at a cost because at that time I didn't speak any French. So it was a bit of a challenge at first because the city I was in, people didn't speak too much English. So it was a bit of a challenge. I did get to meet a lot of different people from very many different places. And the first couple of weeks I was there by myself. None of the other students had arrived. And so I got to really see the city a bit more. But at the same time, it came with a bit of a frustration because I couldn't understand the French language at the time. And so I really made it a goal to really learn the language, one, because it will allow it so that I can speak to other people and actually get to understand the culture a lot better. And also, it's a third language to know, so it's perfect. So yes, with all this thing about not understanding the people, I didn't really know many people there, so making friends wasn't always super easy at first, and so it came with a bit of frustration. Felt like an outsider at some points, and so I said to myself, well, how can I make it so that I can get over this frustration and be able to really enjoy my time here in France? And so once more people started arriving, I started to make a lot of friends very quickly. Met some people from all over the world. Some of my good friends here in the picture right there, from Germany, from Brazil, from Mexico. So what I did was I found a very solid group of friends at first that I can really count on to just be able to talk about really anything, which are the ones up here in the pictures. And then from there, I got to meet their friends, friends of their friends, and got to meet different people from all over. And this really made it so that I was able to learn about different cultures and experiences, and that really kind of started provoking the curiosity that I had to learn more and more about these different people. So from there, we had deepening connections, we traveled together, and we were really able to delve into these different cultures. At this point, I was starting to really get the hang of French, so it became a lot easier to just go up and talk to people and say, hey, how are you? Tell me about yourself. And so yes, I've had lots of many different experiences. Getting to actually make a lot of French friends. This guy right here was a good buddy of mine back there, and we just would go to a restaurant, sit down, talk a lot, got to practice my French a lot, and it really kind of showed me how when you go to a restaurant with a French person, I guess it's a very big misconception that many people have. People in France really truly love their food and their drink, and so they take it as a bit of a ritual. They take their time, they really enjoy it, like really take it easy. And sometimes people, I guess from the US, really like things a little quicker sometimes. And so that's one of the bigger misconceptions that I had at first. A lot of people that I met said, oh, there's very bad service and whatnot. But then I realized, no, it's not about the bad service. It's just people really like to enjoy themselves when they're having this dining experience. And so that was one of the big things that I really learned and appreciated about the culture as I began to learn more and more about it. And then as I began to learn more and more about this culture in France, I began to also realize there's a lot of Moroccan population there too. So I got to know them a little bit more. And this really ignited the passion to want to go to Morocco. And so I took a trip out to Morocco and did that for spring break. And we were able to go to the Sahara Desert. We were able to go to some Berber villages where there was nomadic tribes who were really part of a very tiny village in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And what really got to me was that I had an orange with me, and I brought it out and I decided to give a slice to each one of the people there, the young children. And that really just lit up their eyes with so much excitement that just a small little orange was able to provoked that much emotion and that much, so humbling to me, because I just took an orange for granted, you know, an orange is an orange. But to them it was so much more. It was like a massive treat. It was like a little kid walking into a candy shop. And so I thought that was a really great experience, just being able to be there with them and share my very limited Arabic with them. To go to the extent of hello and thank you. So it was that, but it was really a truly amazing experience to just be able to go and see a completely different side of the world and understand the conditions in which they live in. And so, finishing up my study abroad, we came back to the US after about 9 months of being outside of the US. And I quickly realized that I had changed a lot as a person. Scott Fitzgerald here says it quite well. I really truly did change as a person, and then it was up to me to really truly begin to realize, how did I change and how am I going to move forward now with my studies and my life, now that I've become this different person. And so some of the things that this experience did to me was, it made me much more confident in myself and just being able to talk to people just really in however way possible. Also, it made me much more curious because I was exposed to all these different things, all these different cultures and people, and now it just makes me realize there's so much more to the world that I want to get to know. And so, yeah, there's so much more to explore at this point. And also, it made me much more understanding. Now that I speak to people from different countries, I can tell them, hey, I've been there, or hey, I know a lot of people from your country and I know all these different customs that you have. And I feel like it makes for a much more deep and understanding conversation when you can actually relate to them in that manner. And lastly, I came back here with a desire to do more in terms of being able to travel, meet new people, and just kind of pursuing my own personal goals as a person. It just kind of made me want to live life to its fullest in a certain way. And so what I want you all to take from this today is to really truly begin to enjoy the life and be able to take more, not take things for granted when you meet different people. And so when a challenge comes up to you and you're faced with change, I want you all to really truly try to embrace it as much as possible and take down the barriers that you might have and stereotypes, and just truly jump into this whole adventure and be able to start from zero, have no biases, and really take a leap of faith. You know, it might change your life forever. The world is yours to explore. Thank you.